Hello and welcome to a Chapter 12, the Law of Empowerment presentation from the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. This presentation is in accordance with the requirements of EDUC 6013, Leadership and Ethics, for Southeastern University. I must say that as we've been going through the book, this particular chapter has really been one that stood out for me. I have found that of all of the laws that we have come into contact with or learned about so far, read about so far, I think I've connected to this one more than all the others. And so I'm excited to do this presentation today, and I hope that you enjoy it as much as I have enjoyed putting it together. One of the first things that John Maxwell discusses when he presents on the law of empowerment is that only secure leaders give power to others. And it is so easy to identify those who are leading but lack the power of empowerment. And they're visible because they're unable to give power to others. And there are a few things that we can outrightly see. They are constantly undermining the actions of their leaders within their departments, groups, or organizations. And they're always creating strife among the team. And I love the examples that John Maxwell discussed in the text, talking about the Ford company. And I don't know if I even needed to go as far as the Ford company to be able to get such great examples, because there are many leaders within every organization that have issue giving power to others. Leaders who are secure in who they are and their role in an organization gladly empower those they work with and or manage. If we look at churches, if we look at schools, if we look at colleges and universities, we can identify the secure leaders and we can easily identify those leaders that are not as secured. A personal example is in the business office where I work at the university. When I was appointed as financial controller, one of the first things that I did was I took a few months and I just worked with each one of my team members to ensure that they knew their job to the best of their ability. Everything that they needed to know about their job, that they knew it well enough so that when I gave them the power and the authority to make decisions, like they didn't need to come to Romika unless they felt that they were out of their league, over their head, but they could make decisions on anything that came across their desk and felt comfortable to know that Romika would support them in their decision, because it would take too much headache. It would take too much energies to go over every decision that they needed to make. I wanted them to be the authorities of their own sphere of responsibility. And even when they came to me and said, Romika, I think this one is a little out of my league. I want you to, weigh in on it. I think that I've been able in more than one occasion, and in most occasions, I should say, is to just provide them with enough information that they still go back and they are the final authority on whatever decision that is needed to be made. I'm a firm believer that empowered employees are healthy and productive employees. Which brings us to our next point that John Maxwell discussed. And he says, leading well is not about enriching ourselves. It's about enriching others. And I love that point and that comment, because it says that empowering others is at the core of what every leader should be doing. For me, what does empowering others mean? It means giving others the opportunity to make decisions normally thought to be that solely made by management. Again, in the business office, this past year, I challenged a few of our team members to take advantage of the opportunity at the university to earn a few college credits or even a degree. And I had 2 hourly staff and 2 salaried employees take on the challenge. The hourly staff members, they felt limited in that they wanted to take a few face-to-face courses, which of course conflicted with their working hours. And so what we did was we sat down and I said, listen, this is not a decision that Ramika is going to make for you. What I want you to do is I want you to go back, look at the times that you need to take the classes, look at your regular 40-hour work week, and I want you to present to me a plan that says, this is how I'm going to take these classes, give you 40 hours a week, and do everything efficiently. And so far, everything has been going well. But it's about when you lead a team, when you lead a group of individuals, you're not looking to enrich yourself, but you're looking to give them the opportunity to enrich themselves. It's not about enriching you. So I'm not looking to enrich Ramika, but I'm looking to ensure that my team is fully empowered to do what they are called to do in their particular roles and in their jobs. Of course, as always, there are going to be some barriers to empowerment, and most leaders come into a roadblock if they feel that they don't have job security. And that is a big one because in the examples that were provided on Henry Ford II, he realized that he only had his job because of his name, not because of his influence, but because of his name. And so he ran into some obstacles of really walking in the law of empowerment. And a lot of leaders find that if they're in their position, not because they are qualified or because they are the best fit for the job, then that job security barrier is a real issue for them. Second, they're resistant to change. Leaders who are resistant to change have problems with empowering others, because I can assure you that if you empower others, there are going to come back some ideas, some thoughts that are not the norm. And if you're a person who don't want to change, then you're going to find it hard to implement these, and then you begin to undermine your leaders, undermine your team, and that is not what empowerment is all about. And leaders with lack of self-worth have the hardest time empowering others because they don't feel empowered themselves. I love what John Maxwell said in this area. He said, we cannot give what we do not have. And that is so true. If you don't feel empowered, how can you then give somebody else the power or the opportunities to grow and stretch in any role that they're in? And as leaders, we really do need to walk beyond these barriers. And I'm sure there are other barriers, and these are just the 3 that John Maxwell has shared with us in this text. But we really need to go above and beyond so that we are not stifling to the teams that we have been given charge to lead. If you believe in others, they will believe in themselves. And I have been the recipient of this kind of empowering. Lately, there have been some new challenges on the job within my current position. And I've listened and I've watched my executive director empower me to take on these new tasks simply by letting me know that he believed in my ability and in my capability to do the job. And sometimes as leaders, we need to let others on our teams know that, yes, this may be new, this may be a little challenging, but we believe that they are not only able, but they are capable of doing the job efficiently, proficiently, and with excellence. That kind of empowering gets them to the place where even if they're not quite sure, they will do their best to ensure that they produce or that they manifest excellent work. And finally, the all-encompassing thought of this chapter Enlarging others makes you larger. As you become a developer of leaders, this opens new territory and opportunities that you may have not have had before if you didn't give it away to somebody else. And so the challenge that I leave with my class this week is to find an opportunity to empower somebody. Maybe it's your child. I know in our household, we've empowered our 8-year-old to choose her own clothing every morning for school. This allows her to be creative, and it allows us to get out of the house on time. Take the challenge, give away some of your power and authority this week, and see how it makes you feel, see how it makes the individual that you're giving empowerment to grow as a person and as an individual. Thank you so much, and I hope this presentation has been helpful.